Hi there, No Extra Words listeners. This is Chris Baker-Dersch. I'm your producer and editor. It's been a while since I got on the microphone and checked in with you, and I have a special guest today who's going to tell us why. Start by telling them your name.
James.
And how old are you, James? How old are you? 2? What have we been doing these past couple weeks? Who have we been going to visit?
Grandpa.
And where's Grandpa?
He's in a safe place.
He's in a safe place. Is he in the hospital?
Yes.
Is he feeling better?
Yes.
Is he being moved to someplace else today? What else do you want to say?
What else is?
You testing off the microphone? Don't hit it. You gotta talk. You gotta talk with your mouth. Anything else you want to say?
No.
No. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So it's always hard when you do something like this to decide how much of yourself you want to share, how much of your actual everyday life people actually want to know about, or you want them to know about, versus the professional editor person who's running the podcast. And so I decided the easiest way to explain to you guys about our unexpected hiatus is to just be real and say that a couple days after Christmas, my father was hospitalized. He is expected to make a full recovery, and he's in the process of doing that right now. But understandably, I think that kind of threw all of our schedules into a crazy, unexpected hiatus. And so you haven't heard from us in a couple of weeks. My plan already before this happened was to take a step off the accelerator when it comes to the No Extra Words podcast. Believe it or not, it's a lot of work to churn out an episode a week, and I am a one-man band here, which is why when things went haywire in the family, everything just kind of stopped. I actually almost canceled the podcast. I almost said, okay, 2016, end of 2016 is going to be the end of the show. But the truth is I like bringing it to you, and I think it enhances me as a writer and as a creator. And while my audience is small, they are mighty and they are very cool. And so I'm not exactly sure what 2017 is going to look like. I wasn't sure before this happened, and I'm definitely not sure now. I'm going to make a deadline for myself of next Friday. That is the 20th of January. That's going to be our goal for the release date of episode 73. And after that, we're probably looking at a new episode every other week for the foreseeable future. That gives me a chance to keep the podcast going, to keep talking to you while still making room in my life for my family, my writing. When I started this podcast, I had an 18-month-old who napped every day for 2 hours, and life changes as it goes forward. Doing fewer episodes, I think, also gives me a chance to think about how to reimagine the show and how to structure it a little differently. I would love to do segments, and I would love to make it into more of an audio literary journal, which I think we have the beginnings of, but we're not there yet. I don't know in my head what that looks like. I would love to hear from you what you would think that would look like. What would you like to hear? Would you like to hear voices of authors? Would you like to hear nonfiction? Would you like to hear sort of a writer's journal? What that might look like for you. If you're interested in that, or if you want to tell me, please God, don't change anything. The last thing I want is more literary journal. Whatever your opinion is, you can find me at noextrawords@gmail.com, or all of our social media links are at noextrawords.wordpress.com. If you've got opinions, I would love to hear as I sort of rethink what 2017 is going to look like. I would love to hear what you think. And I also don't know what restructuring our schedule looks like in terms of, I was hoping to bring you guys some, like a young authors month, and some of those things are percolating in my imagination. So I guess I would tell you we're all in a big state of flux right now, but I wanted to get on the microphone for just a couple minutes and check in with you and tell you that we are coming back, and that I wanted to end with a story, because this is a short story podcast, guys. So I wanted to end with a story. This is a traditional folktale. It comes from a Jewish tradition. And I love it because, to me, it is really the essence of storytelling. So I'm going to close with a story, and I'm hoping to see you guys, like I say, on Friday, January 20th with brand new short fiction and episode 73, and then we will take it one day at a time from there. This story is called The Little Tailor. There once was a tailor named Joseph who was very good at making clothes for everyone but himself. Somehow Joseph could never find the time to make as beautiful clothes for himself as he did for all of his clients. And one day he found the most beautiful piece of fabric. His wife said to him, "Joseph, that fabric is perfect for you. You need to make something for yourself. You never do anything for yourself." So Joseph worked late at night when he was done with everyone else's clothes. And he cut and he sewed and he snipped and he stitched and he made an overcoat. A beautiful overcoat. He wore it everywhere, all the time. He got such compliments for his beautiful overcoat. But as will happen when you don't have time to make clothes for yourself, it did start to show a little wear around the edges. And one day his wife said to him, "Joseph, that overcoat is tattered. It's worn. Throw it away." Joseph couldn't bear to throw away his overcoat. But late at night, when he was done working for everyone else, he looked at it and he thought, "There's just enough there." So he cut and he sewed and he snipped and he stitched and he turned that overcoat into a vest. A vest he could wear to his daughter's wedding, a beautiful vest. Actually, he wore it everywhere, and such compliments he got. But as with something you wear everywhere, that vest did begin to show its age, and one day his wife said to him, "Joseph, that vest is tattered. It's worn. Throw it away." Joseph couldn't bear to throw away his vest. And that night he sat and he looked at it when he was done with all the work for everyone else. He thought, there's just enough there. So he cut and he sewed and he snipped and he stitched and he turned that vest into a tie. A beautiful tie. He wore that tie when he became a proud grandfather. In fact, he wore that tie all the time. His wife actually tried to steal it from him and throw it in the trash once when he wasn't looking, and when he caught her, she said, "Joseph, that tie is tattered. It's worn. Throw it away." Joseph couldn't bear to part with his tie. He looked at it one night when he was done working for everyone else, and he thought, there's just enough there. So he cut, and he sewed, and he snipped, and he stitched, and he turned that tie into a button. It was a beautiful button. He could put it on a new vest. He could put it on a new coat. And one day, when he was out walking with his grandchild said to him, "Grandpa, your button is gone." And he said, "That's okay. There's just enough." And his little grandchild said, "Just enough for what, Grandpa?" And the answer was, "Just enough for a story. The one I just told you."